There's a boat and the camper through the trees. I'm in the clearing, the original clearing, and I'm pretty much just going to show you everything from this point of view because it all kind of ties in here. There's that's the right side, the reddish dirt. It's actually dry gravel. I scraped that a little bit off the top of the hill and pushed some down into this lower spot. There's still plenty up there. This darker stuff came from where it was wooded back there, and I pushed that down, kind of smoothed out the slope down to the clearing. In the clearing at that point, it was all this stuff that I cleaned out yesterday. You can see how much I did back there. I cleaned out on the lower point. Like right there, all the way over to this bottlenecked kind of spot. That was pretty thick, and it gets increasingly wider, you know, as it moved away from the wood line. But I pushed some dirt this way, It's fairly thick out here still, you know, maybe 1.5 feet, and we can spread this out 1.5 feet all the way across this thing. There's also, I don't have to go that far right now because there's a whole bank of it that follows this whole line here, and it's probably, you know, 4 foot high, like a berm, maybe sloping back the other way, you know, 10 to 20 feet in width, I'd say. And that can all push this way. This spot here, which was the lowest spot two weeks ago, you know, we've had a lot of rain. Maybe it's this time of year. It's the end of August. It's not wet anymore, even though we've had a lot of rain. Could be the water table's just going down. Same here. This was where my truck broke through and got a little wet. I mean, kicked up a little mud, but it's all dry. And I'm looking back here through the woods on this side of the clearing. There's a bank, really, you know, it looks 6 feet tall from where I had, if I was standing right next to the base of it. That you know, they removed gravel from where all these trees are growing back here. So there's a bank that goes around this whole thing. It gets a little shallower. I mean, the bank isn't as high. The contrast between the bottom of the pit and the top of the bank is not so much back in this area, but you can see, I don't know if you can see, but standing here you can tell the actual clearing slopes also. So it looks like it's a good 2 feet higher on the, you know, on the left than it is on the right here in this, you know, 40 foot span, 50 foot, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm working on this. It takes a while to grade this out, scrape off. It likes to go in, you know, create roller coaster type effect, and once it gets started, it's just magnified every time you go back over it. You know, here, if it's a high spot, your blade comes up, and so I got to do a lot of manual chain, like cutting, and it's just time consuming. But anyways, I plan on getting the middle of this part filled in, and then re-scraping at an angle, kind of the top of this hill all the way across, and get some of this this red colored gravel covering over on this side, just to you know, dry it out, mix it up a bit, because this is, you know, it's more black, but it's a little closer to the surface. I haven't been driving on it as much, and as you go back further, there's more surface rocks, so I don't want to scrape too much of that black dirt out. I want to bring some of this stuff from the high spot, the red gray gravel, over and smooth this out. And it may not, you know, be totally level when I'm done, but you can see it. I mean, it's a decent looking, you know, slope, and we can just incorporate this entire clearing into our opening. You know, the edge of the clearing used to be, well, you can see the shed. I mean, it's probably, I got a good 30-40 feet of dirt pushed past it, and it's out here to, you know, 1.5 to 2 feet deep here. So anyway, so, you know, I wanted to make this video, this part of the video, and send it to you as soon as I can, because I wanted you to see what I got here. And ideally, I would like to continue clearing around, you know, where the original pit was, back there, and a little bit up high. I got to make another brush pile. Until that happens, I'm not sure where to put anything, because I got the big brush pile over here that's going to have to be burned. The bugs are getting bad, but maybe we get up here, get a better look at things. So what I don't scrape over the clearing, I'm going to scrape down onto this, our driveway over here, to get it nice and level. Right now it's angled and going downhill pretty steep. But yeah, I would like to clear more just before I even make a decision. And it may take 3 or 4 more days, maybe a week, to get everything cleared. But I just hate to say I'll put the garage just to get things moving. I know I want to get the garage rolling, but I just don't feel it right now. I don't feel that there's a good spot for the garage and the house, even a future house. I can't say the house should go, such and such, in that chunk of woods there, until I know what you can do with the ground or something. But that might not be a bad idea. Putting the house... Oh, these bugs are just nasty. All this fresh dirt just attracts the flies, and there's a few mosquitoes out. Just irritating. But anyways, it's a big wide opening right now. And for the most part, it's flat. Like there's this hump in the driveway, that what I call the driveway, because this is where I plan on having the truck turn around. That and we can push and make anything flat here. Lots of material to work with. I'm going to bring you over to this You know, maybe you've noticed this in the previous videos or pictures. This is why I made this imaginary line behind this little test pit here, so it wouldn't interfere. You know, I've got a brush pile back here, kind of behind this line, and a brush pile, now it's kind of overextending this line. My original line, that's a big brush pile. But this is it looks like a old test pit. It's probably 4 feet deep. And I was just going to leave it, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll pluck these trees out of here and fill this in too, just so we have a straight line across here. I don't know. Because I'm going to have some stuff that you can see the way I'm scraping this. I can't quite get back there. I'll probably want to just push it, push it this way, what I've got left. I'll see how much I got left. But anyway, that's where we're at. And like I said, even back around here, I have a driving lane, behind this. Like that first day that I worked back here was kind of a pain in the ass. There was nowhere to pile anything. But I got a good space back here where, when we go to burn this thing, it's not gonna, it shouldn't hurt too many trees over here. And then eventually, this would probably be a good garden spot, especially after the fire. Be a big open there. Yeah. So all right, so down there, driveway, shed, camper. You can imagine that's all in the straight line on the driveway. So I make that T and come up, somewhere around the track hoe or between there and the shed. The driveway and truck turnaround, a little bit wider than a normal driveway probably. Bring it up here. And I guess I'll hug this side. I don't want to cut through the middle of what would eventually be the yard. But I guess we'd hug this side